Today we're going to be making a hot tamale pie. And oh my gosh, the recipe sounds amazing. So let's get to it. Right now you see me boiling some water. I've added a little bit of salt to the water, and I'm going to bring that up to a boil. And a few minutes ago what I did was I took some cornmeal, some cold water, and a little bit of salt, and I just mixed that together, and I cooked it over a low flame, actually over kind of a medium flame, for about 15 minutes until it was just kind of cooked together. Now I'm going to add this to my water in a little bit, but I need to let this water come up to a boil. Then you can take either a couple of medium onions or one large onion, a yellow onion preferably, and you're just going to peel that and chop that into little pieces. Okay, we've got our cornmeal starting to come up, our water coming up to a boil, so what we're going to do is start adding our cornmeal, and we're going to stir this constantly while we add it. So we're going to get this paste in here, kind of give it a little stir. We don't want any lumps and we don't want it to burn. Also going to put a splatter guard on this when I'm not stirring it. Just like that. So in the meantime, let's just keep working on our onion. All right, again, we want to just keep stirring this. Make sure you can see. I try to grow as many things as I possibly can in my own garden. It saves a lot of money. Plus, I know that everything I grow is organic. I don't add any pesticides or anything to my vegetables. These are very strong onions. These are the Elisa Craig. I'm going to move this cornmeal over to a low setting on the stove. And in the meantime, I'm just going to heat this up, turn the heat back on. So I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And so now all I'm going to do is take a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to start cooking these onions. And I'm also going to grab some peppers and put those in there. These are peppers that I grew out of my garden. They've been frozen, and they've also been frozen. It says that you need to add, let's see, how much? One medium green pepper. I'm going to mix the green pepper along with the Jimmy Nardello, which is the sweet red pepper. The next thing I'm going to do is add, I actually have some ground turkey, but if you prefer ground beef, you can add that. And I'm going to add this to my peppers and my onions. And this is about a pound of ground turkey. I've got one of these little meat mashers. I'm just going to mash up this turkey into smaller little pieces so it can cook. Now, if you prefer ground beef, or I don't know how you typically make your tamale pie. I think some people do a mixture of pork and beef or what have you, but I'm using ground turkey today. This is what I picked up at the store this weekend. We're just going to keep cooking this until it's all the way cooked through. So the recipe calls for a 15.5-ounce can of kidney beans. I've got some pinto beans that I've canned, and I've also got some black beans. I may add them both. I haven't decided. But I don't have any kidney beans cooked. I could cook them up in the Instant Pot, but I'll be honest with you, I actually prefer these two beans over kidney anyway. But so I think what I'm going to do at this point is just drain my beans. So I've drained off the excess liquid, and all I'm going to do now is add my beans. I'm using black beans and pinto beans, but if you prefer to use kidney beans like the recipe says, go right ahead and do that. I'm also going to add some diced chilies, and it calls for 1 4-ounce can. This was actually some leftover chilies that I had. I'm gonna just put a handful of those in. I'm probably gonna use the whole thing. I really love these green diced chilies. I think they're wonderful. I think they make the meal. So we're gonna use those. And then we're also going to use a can of enchilada sauce. Now this is a small can of enchilada sauce, 10-ounce can. I'm gonna add the whole thing. Oh boy, does that ever smell good? Oh wow, yum, yum. Ooh, that smells good, wow. Now we're gonna also add some chili powder, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, and we're also gonna be adding some garlic. I'm gonna be adding some pepper. And about a teaspoon of garlic powder. If you want to use a couple of garlic cloves, you go ahead and mince those up. And then 2 teaspoons of chili powder. All right. And we're going to give that a good stir. Just let that cook for a bit. Let all those flavors meld together. I wish you could smell it in here. It just smells fabulous. So I put my cornmeal mixture on the bottom. I put my meat mixture over that. All I'm gonna do is stick this in the oven at 350 degrees. It's already preheated. And then we're gonna come back and add the cheese. And I'll show you how this comes out as soon as this is done. Now, because I'm eating more of just trying to watch my weight, I'm on this health plan, I'm actually gonna steam some cauliflower and then I'm gonna rice it, you know, just turn it into something that looks like rice, barely mash it, and I'm gonna serve that with my hot tamale pie. So I love using my Sistema steamer. It just works really good when trying to steam fresh vegetables. I'm just gonna put this lid on it. Make sure the top is open to vent and just stick it in the microwave for 8 minutes. So it's been 20 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and put a 1/2 cup of cheese, cheddar cheese, right over the top of this. That's about a 1/2 cup. And I'm gonna put it back in the oven. It's set for 2 more minutes. I'm gonna put it in probably for 5 minutes. I just wanna make sure the cheese melts. So my casserole is done as well as my cauliflower. So I am starving. So I'm gonna be probably eating most of this cauliflower. I don't mind doing this at all. We'll start with this. If I need some more, I'll get it. So when I go ahead and get mine situated, it's steamed enough that it just works great to do this with a fork. So I just get it so that it's kind of the consistency of rice. It's not rice. We know it's cauliflower, but once it's kind of situated like this, it does make quite a difference in, like, mentally how you think of your food, I guess. All right, so all I'm gonna do at this point is put some of this wonderful, delicious smelling casserole on my plate. And I'm not kidding, it smells amazing. And this is the hot tamale pie. I'm gonna go ahead and just get a nice big scoop of that. It's got the cornmeal on the bottom. It's all cooked and I can't even tell you how good it smells in here. I love anything that's like Mexican flavors, and tamale pie, honestly, is one of my favorite dishes in the whole world. All right. Okay, so now all we're gonna do is give this a little taste. So I know this is a lot of food, but I guarantee you I can eat it. All right, so let me take a little taste test for you. Oh man, it smells so good. Wow, this is a great recipe. Oh, you have to try this if you like tamale pie. It is so good. So thank you so much for joining me today. Give this recipe a try. I'm gonna print it out in the description below. So if you'd like to try this hot tamale pie, yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.